Well, we're hitting the bricks running right about nowish.
I think we have a big build-up, and then we talk, and then we... Oh, are we already on?
We are seriously on right now.
You would say that about that specific group of people, Kevin.
Welcome to the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, episode 49.2.
49.2? Why 0.2?
No, it's
0.5,
Kevin.
0.5. Gotta do Jackass.
We already do 4 other ones? Oh, it's a half.
Yeah.
Exiting beta.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, all right. Well, I'm glad I didn't go numeric or alpha numeric.
No, they need to call you out of that.
So, UFC 217, we've never done this before, as any of you that listen to this shit know.
No.
Because usually we watch fights, we get really drunk, and we're not capable of setting up equipment to record.
I told you she would chime in early.
Yeah, Kari's here. Hey, we got a house full, actually. That's
yeah, 5, yeah. 6.
That is
5 people here.
There we go.
Six of you? No, there's technically
There's
6.
8 people here in the
If you
kitchen
focus
tonight.
really hard, math comes real easy.
It should. It
Eight
should.
Stare down.
mammals, but then again, I'm not that guy.
I'll stick to the correspondence classes.
So we watched UFC 217, and we could actually really talk about this as being a great card, from the early prelims to the main card.
Yeah, outside of some weird referee bullshit that you're going to have in NYC, this was a great. This might be the best card I've ever seen.
I think there's like 3 fights that might be
The
But
Stephen Thompson Masvidal fight was bullshit.
What is up with Stephen Thompson now not being able to carry a main
Dude
card?
plays it too safe.
What do you think, Samuel?
I mean, if you're playing on the outside, you're not putting on a show. Like, why bother watching someone like that fight?
But that's what they like about him. I mean, he like fully roundhouse kicked Johnny Hendricks into like next week, and
Yeah, but that's because Hendricks will press the issue.
Yeah.
You got to put Thompson against a guy that will press the issue. Masvidal, as soon as that fight started, he was.
I thought he was
afraid. He was afraid to go in aggressively because we were talking about before the fight. Thompson's a counter puncher, so
Yeah.
Masvidal's sitting there on the outside. He's afraid to go in. He's afraid to get counter punched, and because of that, Thompson goes on the offensive and just takes him out. And,
Yeah, I mean Thompson might be the greatest point fighter that the UFC has ever had.
I think there's no doubt. But the problem is then when you got a guy like him, and all he's trying to do is to win rounds, and he's trying to do it with Woodley, and it was terrible. He had to know he is losing rounds in that,
Sure,
which got the draw, and then the Woodley win finally. The worst matchup, by the way, ever.
And you know what? That wasn't that dull of a fight. I've seen a lot duller.
It was better than
seen
the
a lot
Woodley Thompson 2 fight.
One
And-
or
It's
two.
actually pretty exciting.
And for that to be
One
the
or
dullest
two.
fight that I watched
It was
tonight,
really
is
exciting.
And that's pretty.
But for the
well-
fight that I think we were promoted to get, we didn't get it.
No, it was a letdown as far as that goes.
Masvidal didn't swarm, and Thompson did what Thompson has done in past 2 fights.
That's true. And for all the listeners, I have no idea what UFC is about besides these guys.
You would have to be on a microphone for anybody to hear that at all.
Hey-o.
So,
I don't know. You might be in the background a bit.
yeah. You can feel free to lean forward if you must. But I will say, Georges St. Pierre. Well, we'll get to that. But
We'll get there.
Randy Couture, BJ Penn, and Conor McGregor, UFC's only 2 weight class champions.
Which, by the way, Conor should be in a category of his own.
Yeah,
he held 2 at the same time.
Business.
All right,
Hey,
well,
he held 2 at the same time.
Let's not suck McGregor's male member too hard.
Let's not talk about McGregor's giant
Yeah,
dick.
let's just leave him out of this.
Let's
all
not
right?
talk about his tiny Irish
Hey,
penis.
when you're talking about two division title holders, Conor McGregor's at the top of the list.
I guess I can't argue with you there. It's just like,
BJ Penn, because he did it first, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't hold them simultaneously.
Yeah, he did, right?
No, he didn't.
It doesn't really matter because I just
I
don't
now
like
want to see
McGregor.
GSP
So.
walk down.
Well, that's
the
all right,
waterway
sweetheart.
and destroy somebody just to wreck Brandon's hopes and dreams.
All right,
well,
so let's talk about.
You're gonna have to drive a pretty big ship to do that.
Yeah, let's talk
about that women's championship.
Well, was the first fight the Thompson fight? Was
no,
that
the first fight was Hendricks.
Paulo Costa getting
Oh my
Paulo
God!
Costa
going and murking
my
Johnny
only
Hendricks.
pick of the night that went the way I
Let's move along
predicted.
then, because Hendricks did not have a good day.
No, not
No.
at all. And Costa just
That
put,
guy is tiny at middleweight,
Yeah, he's in weird weight cut purgatory.
and he's not even like really big at welterweight, which is his, well, I would say his natural weight, but he can't make that. So
The only positive thing that came out of that entire fight was Hendricks showing off that he had a jaw of iron. because Costa's landing
And
blow
well, that
after
and Paulo
blow.
Costa saying, "I finish fights." Dude has finished every fight he's ever been in.
So far.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on
And
that
having
guy.
Hendricks on there, I mean, it's not going to bump him up into to get ranked.
Right.
But this guy's going to get a big fight coming up, I'm sure.
So the next one we had was
Stephen Thompson.
Stephen Thompson, which we've already kind of talked about.
Jorge Masvidal.
What happened to Thompson? That guy used to be able to put fools away, but it's purely by counters.
Yeah.
And Masvidal, I mean, he's been destroying people, and he comes out like it's some kind of knitting party.
Again, like
Yeah,
I
he
said,
even got a 10-8 round from one of the refs, right?
Huh?
Yeah, he did.
I think it was a
Which, by the way,
situation where-
one of 2 fights that went to the judges on the whole card.
Yeah, well, it was a situation where Masvidal was afraid to get counterpunched. He didn't want to go in there windmilling around and get knocked in the jaw. So he's trying to play it smart, but I don't think he was ready on the defensive, honestly.
No.
If he's sitting
No,
there trying
not
to
at all.
prevent Thompson from setting up his game, but he doesn't have any defensive game of his own.
Yeah, no takedowns from Masvidal.
Not
It was
at
just
all.
like a leg kick party for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was just kind of embarrassing for Masvidal. I think we could have had a better fight.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're about to talk about the
We
3
have to
fights
talk
that
the three-
have
the three
weight.
is- Yes,
And wrecked my
yes.
picks.
Oh man, no! I think every pick at this table has been wrecked,
Just
except for mine.
destroyed.
I did pick GSP in the main event.
I picked all the winners.
I would like to know, like, did somebody actually go through on the podcast yesterday and make the right picks? No,
not
no
at
one
all.
did.
No.
No one did.
It was a case of this is who I think is going to win, but this is who I want to win.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
person
Oh,
you
no,
wanted
absolutely.
to win got the job done.
And so
Yes.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
happy, but at the same time, I've
well,
been
yeah.
proven
It
wrong.
wrecks-
We're
picks,
wrong,
but-
but we're happy to be wrong.
Exactly.
So let's start with the Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the unbeatable strawweight.
That might be the most surprising outcome of the whole card.
That rocked
yeah,
this
well,
entire house when that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, but
that-
it wasn't Holly Holm Ronda Rousey, but it's close, right?
I think it was. I gotta agree. I think it was worse.
I want Kari.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay,
I want
we're-
no.
Hold on.
Bring it
I
in.
want Kari
Bring
to
it
be
in,
able
Kari.
to hang out.
All right.
And, no. What are you?
No,
what?
come over.
What is happening?
Come over here,
I
weirdo.
have no seat.
Hey, come over here.
Just go
You guys
over
are too
there.
drunk for this.
Maybe.
No, it's
Come over
totally
here.
working. It's totally working. So
But I do want Kari to be able to input because she's got a very insightful view as a
Yes.
new fan. Of
Yeah,
UFC.
she's what we call a casual fan,
Indeed.
Yeah.
but
I thought I was the casual.
still
fan.
someone because
Oh no, you know way more. Than
when I went to the Michael Johnson Justin Gaethje fight,
Yeah.
she came with me, and all the fights that went to the judges' scorecards, we were in consensus on.
yeah.
So, how'd you feel about the Joanna losing the belt to Rose?
I thought that the lady that fought the best won. I thought she was fierce. And I know nothing about either of them otherwise. And I think the right lady won.
I'd say that's absolutely.
I think that is accurate.
I mean,
my
I
God.
can't argue
Rose
with it. but
Namajunas came out and
Outboxed Joanna.
It's like we're sitting here with a fighter who's a striker who's outstruck everybody who's ever come against her in this division, who's used her striking defend against any kind of style, against a wrestler.
Yeah.
And she walks out there and gets outstruck by a wrestler.
Yeah.
And not just outstruck, but knocked out.
Well, and what we've seen though, a lot of wrestlers have been employing a lot of top-notch
Yeah.
boxing
Absolutely.
for a long time, and that's how Johnny Hendricks won at welterweight. And
Yeah.
that's how
But I mean, anyone that was like, "Oh yeah, I told you, Rose Namajunas is going to win this fight."
nobody.
No one said it was going to be by knockout.
No,
I
not a single
suspected.
person.
I suspected.
I was like, "Hey, this
No,
is
I thought you
if
said-
it goes to the ground, it's going to end submission.
Yeah, and
She's
I-
going to choke her out."
We all knew that there was an outside
I
chance of a
I
choke. but-
never thought that Rose Namajunas would knock out Joanna.
No, I mean,
Never-
I told you when you got
never
here,
in all my days.
When you got to the meadery today, I said, I have a weird feeling that one's going
No,
to be.
I did. I had a feeling she was going to win,
Yeah.
just like you did. But I thought it was going to be by a choke. Take it to the ground, and then that's where she's going to
Yeah.
dominate. She
A
dominated
win,
on the
win,
feet.
Period is
and
just
not
a weird thing.
just
yeah.
dominated on the feet, but Joanna taps out to strikes.
Yeah.
When you tap out to
Tapped
being
out
yeah,
to
yeah,
head
that was really
strikes.
weird.
And that's not something that I think I've ever seen. Like, I'm not saying it's never happened,
No,
but I've
no, it's
never seen
happened,
it.
but-
No,
happen.
people tap out strikes. Never in the
Not
ladies
usually
division.
ever,
though.
No.
ever in the
Well,
ladies.
I will say that she was getting solid strikes to the side of her head and jaw before she tapped out. So I can see why she would want to tap out at that.
Oh yeah, after Rose put her on the ground.
Is her ground game so bad? She's like, that's it, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
So,
I guess she decided
Dude,
she couldn't get up.
We've seen what we saw today was one-dimensional fighters are never gonna fucking dominate against someone that has a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
No,
And that's
but
fair.
here's the secondary question that's been risen by this fight result: is everyone was talking about Joanna after she won this fight, because that was the assumption.
Sure.
That she was going to move up.
Yeah.
because she was done with this
Which
weight
probably the
division.
post
She's run
fights are
through.
happening right about now. Which I'm
Yeah.
sure she doesn't have no blockbuster announcement
I'm
now.
sure, but
No.
what happens now? She's just lost in embarrassing fashion
Yeah.
to a wrestler getting outstruck, tapping those head strikes. What does she do now? I mean,
Well, she moves to the new.
She moves to.
Before this,
the-
if she moves up, it looks like she's running.
I
Well,
honestly don't know who she was.
Yeah,
before this fight.
I just think.
Joanna?
I do think that's a hard.
She
cut
was
for
about to
her,
break Ronda
down to
Rousey's
115.
Yeah, it is a hard cut, and I
Oh,
wouldn't
that's pretty significant
I wouldn't blame
Yeah.
her for moving up, but like.
Well, she can't move down. They don't
She
have
got
an atom
vested.
weight in
No.
UFC. So
So I guess she goes ahead and moves up because that cut's just kind of rough on her. But
Well, you're not going to be breaking any records now.
no matter what, it looks like she's running from the person who broke her streak, and that's just what
Yeah.
it looks like. You're admitting that you can't take the belt back, so
Sure.
let's talk about the next one then. The
I mean, just a night of shockers.
Yeah,
a
I mean,
night
Did-
of
who
shockers,
picked,
man.
Who picked TJ?
I loved it all.
man,
Did anyone at this table pick TJ?
I think all of us.
Nope.
I think
picked.
all of us were rooting.
All of
for
us
him.
were
No,
saying,
no,
I
no, no,
hope
no.
TJ
We,
takes
none
it.
of us picked TJ. We all picked Cody, but we wanted TJ to
Yeah,
win.
Exactly.
yeah, that's a fact.
It was,
I
but
was the opposite.
I don't think I've ever been
Oh.
more happy to be proven
I thought
wrong.
He would win, but I wanted the other
Yeah.
to win.
No, I
mean-
mean, and to see Cody Garbrandt really get again. I mean, that guy is fast and he throws hard.
Yeah.
TJ's got a great chin, but the whole thing is what TJ does then to be able to work this through is to be able to get the right fighting
Yeah.
style.
Dude is
Cody-
multi-layered.
that Cody doesn't have an
He's
answer
just
to.
got such a wide
Cody is
set
a
of
boxer.
skills.
That's all he is
Yeah.
a
I'm
boxer.
afraid you're right. I'm afraid you're right.
And the man's got hands. I
And
mean,
when he
like-
hit TJ, he hit TJ.
But it doesn't matter because he got outskilled on every step of the game. Like,
Yeah.
and
When that second round started, it was a different fight altogether.
that second round became something out of a instant fail compilation that you'll see on YouTube sometimes.
Oh man.
But
but
with
I-
Gerhard standing in the middle of the ring, swiping his hair back like he's got
Yeah.
this thing in the back.
Well, I
just
mean,
'cause he got it.
Garbrandt talked shit to Dominic Cruz that whole fight.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz fucked up, Garbrandt made sure he knew he did.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
like when you do that, that's it's equivalent to a high risk, high reward strategy. Like
Sure.
when you eventually pay for that arrogance, it comes down on you tenfold.
Yeah. When you eventually pay for it, you pay for it big time, and they paid for it on a big scale here.
oh man.
They did.
Yeah,
But I mean, but
just-
don't you think though that at one point that you felt that Garbrandt was probably going to go ahead and assert his game plan, and which is basically step and strike,
Yeah.
I mean,
and throw accommodations.
straight up counterpuncher tonight.
Felt it crumble.
I'm not gonna lie, Dillinger he got lucky to get to the second round.
Dillinger.
If there had been
Dillashaw.
Who's that guy?
Yes.
Ty Dillinger. That's a
Don't you-
professional
Yeah,
wrestler,
fine.
sir.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare talk
He's
to
a
me like
perfect
a
10.
sober person.
He got lucky to get to the second round. If there had been 10 more seconds in the first round,
Maybe,
then he's
yeah.
he's
There
lost
been
that fight.
another second.
That would have
But-
been, yeah.
But that's not how it worked out.
Yeah.
And it's arrogance repaid.
No, what we saw is people getting dominated in their strongest traits.
Yeah.
Joanna, stand up. I would never pick against her.
No.
Right.
but
Rose knocked her the fuck out.
Yeah.
by a
Same
wrestler.
here. I would have never picked TJ to knock him out.
Even knowing that TJ, what he did to Brow.
Yeah.
The people, they
Well, yeah,
expect you to
but that
like
was
forget.
Barral being outclassed.
Well, he outclassed Cody, I think you could say
Yeah.
today.
I mean, Cody has some great striking skills.
oh, he's got maybe
that's all
the
he
best
has.
at 135.
That's all he has.
That's all he's got, yeah. You're
And
right.
It's not that fast.
When he was
I mean,
counterpunching,
compared to oh gosh, that guy that's super fast.
Yeah, Cody Garbrandt.
That's what I don't talk
I believe what we were talking about.
Couple
last
drinks,
night,
Randy, couple
Cody
drinks.
smash, Cody win, right? And that just went completely
couple
out
drinks,
the window. Cody laying on the ground doesn't know what.
I mean, the
happened.
bottom
Yeah.
line is Dillashaw regained his throne.
My problem was I didn't think that he lost to Cruz.
Right.
So for me to watch him beat Cody Garbrandt, for his belt, as he put it.
I got to go have a piss.
Yeah. The problem that
Okay, well, carry on.
Yeah. The problem that I have out of the whole thing, though, is the fact that T.J. Dillashaw did the same thing when he beat Burrell. And I thought that he beat Dominic Cruz, but they gave the belt to Cruz on a weird, controversial decision. I mean, they kind of went anti-champ on that one. That's fine.
Yeah,
so
but-
TJ's come back refocused and obviously better than the best thing the thing throw from Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, like I can't argue with you there. He walks into it, he's saying, I never lost the belt.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing now is taking back what's rightfully mine.
Right?
And I honestly, I can respect the narrative.
Yeah, no, it's spot on. So, Kari, what do you think on, between, I mean, it was the second to last fight. So you've got Garbrandt, who's got tattoos up the neck. Obviously, this fight had to work out because, but what did you think going into that fight?
Well, I honestly thought that the blonde-haired man, whoever he is.
TJ.
That would be
Dillashaw,
TJ.
yeah.
Okay, there you go, guys. I honestly thought that he was going to win, but I didn't want him to win. I wanted the guy with the tattoos up his neck to win. But,
And now with the counter pick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. And actually, it was pointed out to me like a while back. Hey, do you think that Garbrandt's like a little slow? And I went, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, you're right.
I mean, slow in one sense of the word because
well, y'all say that, but I knew nothing about these guys before I saw the fight. And as soon as I saw them in the ring, just the way they presented themselves, I wanted the guy with the tattoos up his neck to win, but I knew that the blonde guy was going to win.
All right, I'm going to have to cut you off and get the fuck out of here.
See?
You got to get out of here.
See, that's the whole thing. It's
slow in a certain
And
sense
that's
of the,
the
word.
rest of me, guys.
But
it's like when Luke Garrick ended up stepping in for that one guy. I was like, well, this is a replacement for a
I
day.
really wanted the guy with the neck tattoos to win. It's something I would never say ever.
never heard that sentence once in my entire life. But I'll put it this way.
You could have sat here for the rest of the show and I'd been fine with it. But when you said
I don't
that,
sound like you.
but when you
You know
said
what you
that,
did. You know what you did.
I have to get you the fuck out
I
of here.
don't
Sorry.
know what I did, guys. That's the problem.
We never vote for
Looking-
neck tattoos to win here. Never.
Looking
neck
back
tattoos.
at the highlights of those fights and
I
watching
have
Cody's
nothing
hands
to do with these
during
guys,
this fight,
and
if I
anything
could
that
just-
I say has nothing to do with them.
All right, drunkie, get the fuck out of here.
if I was just looking at the
Drunkie,
punches this
really?
man is landing,
I'm kidding.
he's
I'm kidding.
counter punching TJ,
He's
and
drunk
TJ's the counter puncher, and he's just laying four punches for everything that TJ throws.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
I would
Every
have
time
never-
he would lunge, Garbrandt would throw with lightning speed.
Velocity,
so
4 in a
fast.
row.
volume.
And I would have never picked.
But-
never picked TJ over Cody, but that's the beauty about MMA is
It
doesn't
really
matter.
is. It's a
Sometimes-
blessing and a burden.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not happy that TJ won, and he was definitely the wider spanning fighter. He had the greater range, but as far as the strikes that were being landed, Cody was the better fighter,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
just a stroke of luck that TJ got in there and
I
got
don't
the
know.
hits that he got.
I really think, though, if you've got the power that guy has, he would probably be resentful of the fact saying he got lucky. That guy
all right,
throws.
yeah.
That guy throws with some power.
TJ,
135.
listen, if you hear this by some long
There's no
shot,
way he's listening to
I'm
shit.
not talking trash to you. I'm not saying you didn't deserve that win. All right, let me just put that
I will
out there.
still call Cody Garbrandt dumb, though. I will
Oh, Cody-
continue to do that to my
Cody
dying
is,
day.
stupid on a whole nother level that I can't even.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
it's fine.
well, All right, let's move on to the last one. That's kind of a little less controversial.
Fight
but-
that
Yeah.
none of us really cared about.
Yeah, but then all of a
us
sudden
were
turned
shocked.
out to be like one that would equal the
and
previous
everybo-
two that we saw.
Everybody cared. Everybody cared by the time that fight was over.
George St. Pierre coming
Okay.
out of basically 4 years of retirement and shocking the world with a rear naked choke. Like,
Yeah.
what?
For
Fighting-
5 minutes,
Michael
GSP looked amazing. He looked
Yeah, he really
amazing.
did.
And
He
you
really
know
did.
what? I'm really proud of the guy that. Oh,
Well, you're way off my.
Hold on a minute.
I'm actually really proud of the guy that eventually choked out because he would not submit. He was just like, no, take me into that deep sleep night.
No, he died on his sword. I
Michael
appreciate
Bisping?
that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
talked shit.
yeah. But he never tapped.
But again, is this a fight we thought we would see end by submission?
Absolutely not.
Well, the problem I have is what I hate about it is that Bisping then wraps it up, says, "Well, it's part of the fight game is to talk shit and do what you're doing." So he's very hat in hand, but why does it have to be that way? It's not the WWE.
No, man, that was
No,
him
no,
eating
it
crow.
doesn't have
That
to
was
be
him
like
eating
that.
crow.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's you backpedaling on all the smack you were talking. But
Yeah.
why do that?
Yeah.
Why not commit? Like,
Well, shit, I thought we were going to see him, which, by the way, GSP tapped him out.
yeah.
Let's
So
cover that.
Bisping gave a retirement speech and then did not
And
retire.
then it's like,
end of
no,
it says,
I still got a lot left
I'm
in me.
not done.
We
I'm
found-
not
It's
done.
really fucking weird. By
we
the
found
way.
one
It
more
is.
thing he sucks at.
So
Retirement speeches.
here's the thing that shocked me,
I'm
and
not retiring, bitches.
here's the thing that shocked me, and I know GSP is a legend, but he walks out there after being retired for 4 years and walks into the ring a favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite, and the reigning defending champion is the underdog
favorite,
in the
yeah.
fight. And the
Turned out Vegas was right.
yeah, I mean, at the start of it, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you
Vegas got it right 1 out of 3 on the title fights.
yeah,
Man, GSP
enough.
really
Yeah.
owned Bisping on
He really did.
the
He just-
ability to throw counters and keep things really, really in front of him at all times.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the time that the fight was finished, I had the fight scored at 10-8, 10-9, 10-8.
Yeah, but let's
And then the
also
fight was
acknowledge the
finished.
fact that GSP was severely gassed.
Oh yes, he was.
Severely
yes.
gassed.
I'll
and then
give
he
you that.
finishes him.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. He was
Well, I mean,
exhausted. but-
if you
Honestly,
tap him out,
But
I
that
don't
I
think
could
he
be
was
gassed all the
I think-
time.
I think he was hitting his second win. when he came out.
I have to disagree. I
all
think
right.
he
I
was
mean-
gassed.
you know what? No, I
He
have
was
to agree
not
with you.
looking good on his stand up, but when it went to the ground, that dude jumped on the
No, no.
fucking
You
opportunity.
don't need to
Second
kiss his
win.
ass.
You all have to agree. You all have to agree that their stand up by that third
And I
round,
have no reason to
GSP
kiss
was
his ass,
looking.
so-
He
Yeah.
was flagged.
GSP looked like shit.
He
Bisbing was still
flagging.
looking
Bisping
all
was-
right.
But
Bisbing
he
was
got
winning the
fucking
stand up
knocked
fight,
out.
He did. He did
was.
that.
and he took that shot, and he's on the ground. GSP finishes it.
Yeah.
because he's experienced, because he knows that what he's
Yeah.
got to
He
do.
knows the technicalities.
But that
Right.
doesn't mean that if that had gone to decision, I think Bisping probably would have taken the last 3 rounds.
I think that's
No,
fair
no.
assessment.
Like my initial, like Bisbing taking the first 2 and GSP taking the last 3. With that tank,
It was
GSP would
completely
have gotten
reversed.
finished in that 3rd or 4th round.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean,
Maybe.
that's a moot point.
That
No, well, I mean, you have to acknowledge the fact that dude was gassed, whether he won or not,
Maybe. I don't know.
because he's got to fight Robert Whitaker now.
He wasn't breathing through his mouth like a lot of
no.
fighters
he
do.
wasn't a mouth breather,
No, it was
but
GSP telegraphing hits. That dude doesn't
He
do
was
that.
all right compared to the way he came out in the first round when he made Bisping look like an amateur. And the only thing that
Right.
Bisping
Ooh,
had
yeah,
for
that
him,
was
the only
pretty
thing Bisping had for him in that entire first round is that he maintained center of the octagon.
Sure.
Which we all know doesn't matter.
No, it's at the
And he
bottom of the
didn't-
list.
It
and
matters
he
little.
didn't even maintain control of the center of the octagon for the entire round.
Sure.
Because at the end of it, GSP has control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? He made Bisping look like an amateur out there in the first round.
Right.
He's
Second
gonna
round
fight.
comes out. GSP wins it, but not by nearly the same margin.
Yeah.
And in the third round, they
But
come out, and
no.
then in their stand up, GSP looks sluggish. He does. He's
Yeah.
slowed
Yeah,
down.
But then he rocked him, was able to take
he
to the
rocked
ground.
him and finished the
I
fight.
mean,
but
usually you talk about somebody being gassed. That means they don't have anything behind their punches.
No, no,
God
no,
damn, he
and-
laid out the best
And
punch in the
Michael
third
Maybe
round.
Bisping didn't
exaggerating.
really
I
press
think he
the
was,
issue.
at all. And I
he was
think
conserving his tank.
I think
actually.
this is a matter of Bisping probably being a little bit arrogant in the fact that he knows that he's fighting someone that's coming out of
Luke
retirement.
Rockhold syndrome,
Yes.
sir.
No.
And
Yes.
I also think that
His opponent was just conserving his tank.
Bisping
He could have been.
Yeah,
just waiting
Bisping.
for it.
Well,
Bisping
it was a
thought that he
5-rounder, and
could,
Bisping
yeah.
didn't fight a lot
But
of
I
5
mean,
rounds. So.
like bottom line, GSP looked visibly exhausted.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
His
This dude
gas
is
was
not going to take on a Robert Whittaker.
No,
I'm
he's
sorry.
not.
I don't think
No.
he's going to do
Yeah,
it.
no, man, they put the camera on Robert Whittaker.
There's-
It's like, well, there's the fucking
He's like,
next
oh,
guy's gonna
easiest
murder
meal
GSP.
ticket I've
There
ever
is-
had right there.
There is no way that GSP holds the belt.
No.
There's just no. I mean, outside
I'm
of
super
some-
happy to see Michael Bisping no longer the middleweight champion,
Yeah,
but I don't see GSP defending that belt
It's
successfully.
Not
weird
at all.
How
Do you-
hard you've defended him.
Do you think they?
Who?
Michael Bisping.
it's not so
Oh,
much
I haven't
a defense.
defended him at all.
It's not
Do
so much
you-
a defense as much as it is a critique on.
Yeah, and
the-
a respect of what he did.
Yeah.
So do you think then they offer GSP then a championship fight against Tyron Woodley right now?
Absolutely not. GSP ain't going to make
they will.
170.
That means they will. All right.
He won't make
GSP
that
cannot
cut.
make 170.
No.
They were
that
all
won't happen.
friends.
Yeah, no way, dude. Do you
No,
really think that's a possibility?
Well, they were going to give him the Tyron Woodley fight, and then Dana White got pissed off, said, "Nope, you will not give
But
the
do you
GSP
think-
money fight. That's
I-
Bisping."
do you
I
think
think
that
Woodley has
suddenly-
bigger problems in having to fight either Robbie Lawler or RDA.
Yeah.
Already, fuck off. That guy's tiny.
Well, White doesn't suddenly stop being pissed at Woodley either.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that
it's
dude is boring
still
as fuck.
Exactly. It's still exactly the same problem in that you can't have this money fight.
Hey,
You
wait a
can't.
minute. Do we have anybody that is a commentator on Fox Sports 1 that has a title belt right now? Are we good? Are they all gone? Except for
DC.
Woodley. Woodley's
DC.
on there. Everyone and DC.
And
Oh,
DC.
God damn it!
But
yeah.
DC's not a champion.
No,
All
he's not.
Let's just
Not
put it
in
right there.
anybody's mind.
DC is not a champion.
DC and Woodley.
because the only person that he ever needed to defend it against, he's lost twice.
Yeah.
So
no
That's
shit.
right. Oh
and
shit.
Well, we got all our picks wrong
yeah.
Yeah.
we did.
for the title
Absolutely.
fights, but I've never been happier in being wrong in my life.
it's a
No,
real
absolutely.
good time, everybody.
Yeah. Hey man, it's great to have you check in with us on 49.5.
Yeah, totally. Any last words here?
Have a good night.
Yeah.
There you go.
DC sucks.
That's about. It couldn't have been put any better.
Yeah, that's right.
Sam, many thanks, man.
Not a problem.
Yeah, man, it's great. We'll get you on again probably about mid-December or something like that.
Hey, man, I will never complain. You guys invite me over here. You get me drunk. You let me watch the fights.
We know
It's a
how
curse.
to curtail to our clientele, don't we?
It's a curse.
I'm down for the
It's a
ride.
blessing and a burden.
All right, so picks. Nope, we already made our picks.
I'm picking the drink I have in front of me, the music that's in my ear, and the fights I've already seen.
There you go.
Ayo.
That's always good. All right.
And this was the best fight I've ever seen ever. So yeah.
That's from a casual fan, doesn't give a fuck.
That's right.
Right.
All right, we'll see you Savages on Friday when we upload again, probably at 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, CJ. Thanks, Kari.
Yep.
Thumbs
That's
up.
right.
Bye.
An audience. It's kind of weird.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't perform well under pressure.
All right, see you on Friday, you bunch of heathens.
Have a good night, friends.
Peace out.